sun's about to rise over Loch Lomond. So, set a time-lapse camera up there. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, the sunrise was a fail, but Adam got a good picture going out with his digger, and Christine got a good one off the wood chipper. Look how clear that water is. So let's hit the road from Loch Lomond, further north. You can't really see the scale of how long Loch Lomond is. It's huge. Mist on top of the mountains. Gonna go to Fort William now, I think. Look at that little island. Look at that for hydropower, the falling in pipes. Hear it roaring in that building. Off into the loch. You can actually see the waves coming into the water. Where it must outlet in the bottom. It's bubbling up through the tree. Stop it freezing, won't it? There's the water coming out of there now. Through the turbines in that building coming down off the top of that mountain. Right at the far end of Loch Lomond now, look how still the water is, and the reflection. Big dead tree. Big train. Quite a long one, that. Let's see what this is all about. A waterfall. It's a bit cloudy. Sun's just trying to break through the cloud. There's loads of deers we've seen, but I thought I'd stop and try and film on for the John Deere fans, but I can't see any at the moment where we've stopped. So far I've only seen a dead deer. Charlotte's seen plenty of live ones while I've been driving. And it's still cloudy. Big wagon full of logs. Trucking through Scotland. Amazing scenery. This is Loch Garry, whatever that is. Misty, can't really see much. Presume that's breeding fish. Still nice scenery though, even if you can't see most of it. That's where we are now. Another big loch. A castle. This is a castle in a loch, and then the visitor centre looks like it's got a copper roof. Actually, I think it's different coloured slate. It's cool though. Keep seeing loads of goats. I don't know whether they're wild or just escaped, but they've been all down the road. In the forest now. A89, 8890. This is how high up we are in Scotland now. Going for a tunnel like something off Thomas the Tank Engine, because you've got the train track next door, which looks quite narrow actually. Got a narrow gauge. Spooky. Just at the side of this lock. Oh yeah, there's another lock there. Waterfall. Little tractor here. Kubota or a coyote. Dock there on the edge of there, which is by the Isle of Skye, is up here and we're here. Quite a main port, I would say. Well, a main dock for going out into the Irish Sea. Finally, a deer. Just gone down the bank. It's one over there. It's coming up now. Beat your own? No. Where? There it is. It's a bit grainy because it's dark. It's looking at us. So obviously I'm on holiday, so this was filmed on Sunday, so at the moment it's live, but you're watching it a bit later. 1455, I'm going to tell you why I've bought it. It's iconic, there wasn't many of them made. When I was about that big, guy up the road, John Williams, used to have one, and he used to hear it coming, because you can. He used to run over to the road and see it going past. When he then retired, he put it in a farm sale at Phil's farm, so Phil off the farming for him. He had a collective sale because his uncle was selling up some stuff and he was, and lots of people put things in. Anyway, this was put in the sale, not this particular tractor, but a 1455 was put in the sale, and my friend David bought it. Sadly, David's not with us anymore. He suffered from depression, didn't tell anyone, and took his own life. But a 1455 to me and him was like the pinnacle. It was amazing. We were both into case tractors when we were kids. We used to have an 856 and we had a 4230. The 856 was like this sort of spec and gearbox. It was better really, but we had a 4230. Anyway, I've always wanted one, and even more so because it kind of like, it's a little bit of my mate back, if you will. Brings me a little bit closer to David. So that was another reason why I always wanted one. And when I saw it for sale on a website, I was like, oh, that seems reasonable. And because of YouTube making it happen and making it affordable, I thought, why not? Anyway, a little bit about the tractor. It's made in Germany, although Case is obviously an international, is obviously an American company. We had a partnership with David Brown as well in a similar era. So you could also buy David Brown's painted in red in this sort of livery. But this one come out of Germany. It's got a ZF gearbox, which is very similar to the fence of the era. It's got an international engine, which is the smoothest engine you've ever seen in your life. As you remember a few weeks ago, I balanced the washer on the top. Quite a large frame. Unfortunately, this one is just a 30k tractor. We have checked, and the serial number includes the fact that indicates that it's also a 30k tractor, because the serial numbers are different if they're 40k tractors. We thought about maybe we could change the gearbox or something inside the gearbox. It's not possible by the looks of things, and finding a gearbox, you've probably got more chance of swimming the channel. That's probably the wrong thing to say, I don't know. What's hard to do? Climbing Everest and finding a gearbox for this. And I don't intend climbing Everest. I don't really want to do anything to the tractor because it's pretty much in its working guise. It's in really good condition. The only thing wrong with it is a little bit of rust around the wheels. So I think I should do something with them because it'll protect them and it'll keep it going longer. But I like the way it tells the story as well. So it's had brackets on it for some time in its life to say that it's obviously been jewelled up. I wouldn't think it'd be tripled up in Europe. And it's got the hooks on the back as well for jewels. I believe the tractor, but I'm still not sure on this, to be a UK tractor that then was taken out to Poland, farmed in Poland, and then came back from Poland to Richard Furby, which is where I bought it from. He then had to reapply for a logbook for it, and he did into my name. So it's on a D registration, which to be fair is not on it yet. I've not got it made up yet, but I've got the logbook. The only thing I've done to it so far is the lights had faded really badly. So we've got some spray for the inside, the light spray, and sorted that out. The other thing is the brakes were sticking when it comes, so Robin kindly took the trumpet housing off and sorted the brakes. And when it come as well, this pane of glass was made of plastic perspex, not glass. So I took that out and replaced it with a glass one. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see, but it's like a brownish tinge on the back and the front's a bluish tinge. So it doesn't quite match. Inside, it's very tidy. Climb in and see. I mean, I think it's even got all its badges because these sometimes fall off. The seat's not too bad. It must have been reupholstered because it has done around 10,000 hours. And the silicone here is a bit grubby, so I may replace that when I've got the time and the patience. It's supposed to have air conditioning. It says on the clock, ooh, the seat's really squeaky, it's done 9,800 hours. I'm a bit dubious of that because the throttle's rev counter's not working. That is something I need to get for it. But if the rev counter's not working, the hour clock's also not turning. So it's possibly done more hours than we think. But the engine is absolutely superb. So I'll start it up now. On the button. Smooth as anything. Just made right. I think this engine as well was put in Seddon Atkinson trucks as well. So if you're into trucks, it's the same engine. Search a little bit now because it's cold. I've put the original exhaust back on it, although it's been repaired. I'll go around and show you because it sounds better with the original exhaust on. That seat really doesn't need oiling. So we go around here now. I just keep swapping hands, my arm's aching. Quite a long video this in one shot. So yeah, it's been repaired around here and around the front there. But it sounds awesome. I did get a new exhaust from eBay. I don't know where it come from. This is it here. But it doesn't sound anywhere near as good. So I've got the old one back on it now and it's got a little flap on the top. But when it's part of the shed, it looks better with the black exhaust on. When you listen to it, it sounds better with that exhaust on. So that's a brief look at the case, just to basically make the holiday video a little bit more interesting. So hope you enjoyed that and everything else that we've done today. But that is the case 1455 and why I've got it.